IVM.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.
I have a client who often talks to me about how he is afraid of karma getting to him, right? The question in his head usually is, if I do this, will I be gathering bad karma? If I do that, will I have to pay for this karmically later? Is karma going to come back at me and bite me in the you-know-where? Is there anyone else who listens to my podcast who often wonders about karma? Because the last time that this client and me had this conversation, we ended up laughing really hard because I had an aha moment, which was hilarious. And I will be sharing that in this episode. However, what do you believe about karma? Hi, I'm Chetna, your favorite positive action coach, and this is Say No to Drama. There are different theories about karma. My friend's mom used to say, all accounts are settled in this lifetime. So remember, what you do right now, you will have to settle those accounts at some point in this lifetime. What goes around comes around. There are other people who believe that karma carries on across many lifetimes. But then there are people who don't believe in multiple lifetimes. So what is true and what is not true? How do we figure out what we should or should not believe in? How do we steer clear of karma coming and slapping us right across the face when we least expect it? Actually, I wonder if any of you guys listening to me right now have already experienced that. And you know what? The one time when this whole karma conversation really comes up is during a breakup, especially when somebody has been let down, betrayed, cheated on. It's this need for justice that makes us want to turn around and say, what is karma doing? So over time, through multiple conversations with different clients, talking about karma, a topic that has come through because of something that they are going through or something that they're about to do or they are already doing, right? There are a few things I've realized. One, if your heart is broken, you want to see justice served because, you've been wronged. And so suddenly karma becomes very important. However, all those other times in your life when you were wrong and when you treated somebody else badly, when you misbehaved, karma should not come and get you, right? I've had a lot of people turn and say, I was cheated on, I was abused, I was mistreated. Sure, I get the pain, not taking anything away from there. But I also know this same person, having been in other relationships where they abused their partner, where they cheated on their partner, where they misbehaved with their partner. So how does one calculate justice now? Or then because this happened to them, they went and did that to somebody else. How does the math really work out? So one of the lessons that I have learned is that a lot of talk about karma is usually a sheer waste of time. Yeah, it's just us trying to rationalize something. It's just us trying to give ourselves closure some way. And most of us have this belief that we can only get closure if the other person hurts as much as we are hurting, if there is justice served by the other person getting punished for the pain that they have caused. But then I have another perspective. Are you looking for justice or is that vengeance? How do you differentiate? Vengeance is also something that comes up because you've been wronged, right? So is this about karma doing its thing or is this about you processing your anger? Another perspective on karma, and this is the funny conversation that I had with that client of mine that I mentioned right at the beginning of this episode, right? So we're talking about this and he's saying, I'm feeling like if I do this, what if I'm gathering bad karma? And I don't want to do that in my life. I don't want to be wrong towards somebody unnecessarily or unintentionally. I want to think twice about this, which is great. It's an awesome thing that karma makes us think so much. And that's possibly why the sages of the past decided to coin this word and concept. They used it pretty well, because it still stops us from doing a lot of things. But here's what I told him. And mind you, this whole conversation was about carrying karma into the next lifetime. Okay. That's where this conversation was coming from. So my response to him was this: maybe this current life is based on karma that I have collected over past lifetimes. However, I have no memory of it right now. I'm going through this lifetime as if this is my first lifetime. I have zero memory of having experienced anything in previous lifetimes or being something else in a previous lifetime. Similarly, maybe I will be a really mean person in this lifetime, and in the next one, I'll be born as a cockroach. Yes, that's my worst fear, that in some lifetime, I will be born a cockroach. You can laugh at me because I laugh at myself at that one. But that just goes to say how scared I am of those creatures or how I don't like cockroaches. But here's the thing. In my next lifetime, I'll be born a cockroach, but I'm not going to remember that I was a human being in a previous lifetime. I mean, I'll get on with my life there, right? My suffering is not going to be 100 times worse because I remember I was a human being and, oh, look, what have I been reduced to? I'll deal with that lifetime in that lifetime. Why am I torturing myself about it here? I'm not saying that we should do wrong things. I'm not saying that we should be mean to people. I'm not saying that we should be unfair. I'm saying don't use karma to induce fear and live from a space of fear. That's not the purpose of it. So this is lesson number 2. We worry about karma because we don't want to solve the real problem. We worry about karma when we know we aren't making the right choices or behaving in the right manner. It's our conscience that is getting up and telling us, hello, what in the world are you doing? You know this is not right. You know you shouldn't be doing this. But because we don't want to listen to that voice of our conscience, we get up and we throw karma tantrums. And you know what? In all of this karma noise that we make, karma is possibly sitting somewhere chilling, sipping a mojito and enjoying its life and looking down on us and having a gala time, laughing, saying, I'll do what I have to do in my own time. I have no clue why I rule your mind so much, though. If we really dive into the concept of karma through religious texts and through teachings of the ancient, pulling out wisdom from generations ago, we might realize that we have completely misinterpreted this concept, or then we are conveniently misinterpreting it now. But this episode is not about explaining the concept of karma. It's just about highlighting some of the dramas that we create in the name of karma. So the next time you are judging yourself before your actions have even fallen upon karma's ears or karma has even spotted what you are doing, breathe and stop. Realign yourself to your conscience, to your morals, to your values. And maybe karma will not come and bite you. You know where. And maybe in your next lifetime, you will be born in a life that you want to live, you will enjoy living, you will choose to live. Who knows? There are certain things that we have no information about. We only have theories and hypotheses. So when you listen to this episode, just think about how you use karma or the concept of karma in your life. And don't use it to unnecessarily evoke fear, but yes, use it to stay true to what you believe is right, to your morals, to your ethics, to keep your integrity in check. Also, if you're dealing with a heartbreak or if you are struggling in any relationship, friendship, family, work, and you want to understand forgiveness or letting go or moving on or giving yourself closure, scroll down the list of episodes on Say No to Drama on the IVM Podcast app and website, and you will find exactly what you need. Every episode of mine has a hack or a perspective that can help you get through. And if those don't help and you need a little extra something, DM me on Instagram to book a session. My handle is Positivity Angel.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Aditya Raj Kapoor, a long-distance biker, tells Cyrus all about his exciting solo travel around the world. On the Filter Coffee Podcast, Ujala Chaudhary talks to Karthik about growing up as an adopted child. On The Habit Coach, Ashton talks about how we can put on our explorer's hats and seek adventure. On All Things Policy, the Takshashila folk analyze the implications of simultaneous elections in India. And on Say No to Drama, Chetna helps us identify green flags in relationships. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you enjoyed this show or any of our other shows for that matter, do please tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any of the platforms you're listening to us on. You can check us out on YouTube as well. On ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, we have a list of all of our YouTube channels. Do check out if your favorite show is available as full video. We are also doing a small listener survey to better understand how you respond to our shows and advertising on the network. We'd really appreciate it if you could spare a few minutes to fill it out. It helps us build better shows for you. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this week, SBI Life Insurance, India Water Portal, and Jupiter, a digital banking app. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Habits? Routines? How exactly do they help us get better? Well, to simplify it for you, tune in to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashton Doctor, and I'm going to be here to help you get better daily with some simple, easy-to-do habits that you can easily adapt to your life. So tune in to the Habit Coach podcast from Monday to Friday, because I believe that awesome lives start with awesome habits.